Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to thank our witnesses for being here and for their diligent work in developing the vaccine for COVID and for working with its distribution. I want to first start by quoting from a 2011 opinion piece that Dr. Fauci and Dr. Collins wrote for the Washington Post, A Flu Virus Risk Worth Taking, where it includes that you conclude, along with support for this research comes a responsibility to ensure that the information is used for good, safeguarding against the potential accidental release or deliberate misuse of laboratory pathogens is imperative. The engineered virus developed in the ferret experiments in your column are maintained in high security laboratories. The scientists, journal editors, and funding agencies involved are working together to ensure that access to specific information that could be used to create dangerous pathogens is limited to those with an established and legitimate need to know. So when I'm looking at a letter that Congressman Mike Gallagher sent to you back in early May, says that that funding for the, sorry, let me find this here, that funding was about $17 million was directed to Echo Health Alliance, and rather than $600,000, much of that was sent to the Wuhan lab. Can you account for the 17 million that was allocated to Echo Lab and speak to the disparity in the amounts that you're discussing, Dr. Fauci?
Yeah, Congressman Cline, it is absolutely correct that about 800,000 was allocated, and about 600,000 was spent over a 5-year period, no more than that. That comes to anywhere between $125,000 and $150,000 per year that went into collaboration with Wuhan. So the number of hundreds of thousands as opposed to millions is correct. The millions number is incorrect. EcoHealth had several millions. I don't know the exact amount that went to EcoHealth, but would be happy to get you that precise number.
I see it now, 13.7 that was allocated to EcoHealth. 17 projects sponsored by NIAID, providing over 7.9 million in federal awards for the research of viral emergence from bats in Southeast Asia. Echo Health Alliance passed some of its funding to WIV, the Wuhan lab, and in 2020, NIH made efforts to obtain information from Echo Health Alliance about Wuhan lab related to concerns about the origins of COVID-19. It says in your letter to Echo Health, it's our understanding that one of the subrecipients is the Wuhan lab. It's our understanding that WIV studies the interaction between coronavirus and bats. And there are now allegations that the current crisis was precipitated by the release from WIV of the coronavirus responsible for COVID-19. Given these concerns, we're pursuing suspension of WIV from participation in federal programs. It's in the public interest that the NIH ensure that a subrecipient has taken all appropriate precautions to prevent the release of pathogens that it's studying. Would you say it's come to your conclusion that the Wuhan lab was not engaged in the safe, in ensuring the safety of its facility as you wrote back in 2011? Is that your conclusion?
I'm sorry, Congressman Klein. I'm not sure what you're reading for. I didn't write anything I don't believe in 2011. You're reading from something that I don't have in front of me. Was that something that I signed?
This is an April 2020 NIH letter to Echo Health Alliance.
I think that was from Building 1, perhaps, but that's not from me.
Okay. That's from Dr. Let me just go ahead and ask real quick. Have you responded to the letter to Congressman Gallagher dated May 5th, Dr. Collins?
There is a draft of that letter that's in the process of going through appropriate clearance and should be received by Congressman Gallagher fairly soon.
Have you responded to the letter from House Commerce Ranking Committee member Kathy McMorris Rogers. She's written two, one dated March 18th, one dated May 6th. Have you responded to either of those?
Again, those responses are in the works. Those were very detailed with some 29 questions and 11 pages and 40 footnotes. So it's taking us a little while.
All right. And you have a May 20th letter from several senators that is waiting for an answer as well.
We do indeed, on similar topics from Senator Johnson and others, and that is also in the works.
All right. Thank you.
Let me ask, is Congresswoman Clark